Is it okay to buy a beer for an elderly homeless man? My dad always gave homeless PPL a buck or two or whatever when he passed by, would sometimes buy food if they asked, and once, when I was a kid I asked if the clearly drunk or high guy had just given to wouldn't just go buy booze or drugs. He said probably, but that wasn't his business. He wasn't living on the street and felt he had no right to judge how someone in that position got through the day. I've never forgotten that. Buy him a beer. Why would it not be? I think so. I mean, ideally you might just give him the money and he can choose between the beer and the food. An elderly homeless person, the idea that the best thing for them is to suffer alcohol withdrawals and clean up their act. Jesus Christ. Harm reduction is not unreasonable at that point. I'm sure he's just lazy. A 70-year-old man living on the streets has no excuse for not owning a home, 2 cars, and of course a really big TV. The clerk is being an asshole. Things have gone very wrong for this man. A beer is likely a much-deserved distraction. Not bad at all. I do the same for homeless people if that's what they want. It's got to be hard enough being homeless. If anyone needs something to help them make it through the day, it's homeless people. The clerk is an asshole. Hell yeah, it's okay. Since when is helping someone less well off to enjoy life a little bit, even if for only a few hours, a bad thing? Tell the clerk to fuck off. Fuck that clerk for judging you or that guy. Buy him a bunch of beers if you want to. If the reason he lost his fingers is due to his situation, maybe that he also has poor circulation issues, diabetic. The alcohol doesn't help. The clerk's being an awful gatekeeper. It is more than okay and kind of you to buy the man a beer. No, you're good. Go right ahead. In fact, please do. Alcohol withdrawals are difficult and painful. Why should the clerk be the one to decide that the gentleman must go through it? I feel similarly to addicts in the street who might buy heroin with cash. Who the hell am I to decide they should suffer through withdrawal sickness? That kind of suffering makes them more desperate and more likely to do something stupid. Adults in active addiction know they are addicted. They also can't just up and stop without their body punishing them big time. It's not my job to give them a lecture. It's my goal in life to ease suffering, whatever that looks like. Hopefully he hadn't just given up drinking. The worst that can happen is some self-serving prices come along, see him drinking and chastise him for drinking and say that's why he's in the gutter in the first place. Nor all good deeds go unpunished. Giving a thirsty guy a beer is cool as fuck. Just give him the cash and let him buy what he wants. If he wants food, he can buy food. If he wants beer, he can buy beer. I wouldn't offer unless he asked, because I have heard a lot of stories of people trying to be sober and then someone unfortunately kindly gifting them alcohol, and it making things worse. But if he was already drinking gassed you, it's fine. If he was going to spend his money on a beer anyway, now he can spend it on breakfast or the bus or whatever instead. I could understand how maybe a retail clerk would be annoyed at it, but fuck him. I rarely have more than an hour's worth of parking change on me, so I give out packs of smokes with 2-3 smokes an am. I already have the smokes, doesn't cost me anything extra, and it's appreciated every time. You'll probably get downvoted, but some people have a glass of wine or a beer or two when they get home from work, or with dinner. If they have a case of beer or a bottle of wine, that's a bit of a problem. You bought a dude a beer and a bit of enjoyment. I offer a beerdy soda coffee waiter to someone visiting my house. I just see you treating the dude as a human being. If you buy a box of wine or case of beer, that's a fuzzy area and can be debated either way. I mean, you don't want to contribute to substance abuse. On the other hand, living on the streets is hard as fuck. I don't ever give money, only food, etc. But I always talk to the person first. What do they want like? I've met quite a few honest people who said meth or crack and don't want food, only money. I don't give out money though. Dog, this thread is hilarious. People actually condoning giving out drugs, alcohol to the homeless. Elmao. Bunch of people sitting in their comfy living rooms projecting their post-work stress beer onto the homeless.